As we wait for everybody to file in, we're just going to hold 1 second and wait for everybody to get settled in the webinar. Right, as people are starting to come into the webinar, we're just gonna pause another, I don't know, 10 seconds just to give people a chance to log in, and then we'll get going. Okay, it's 10:01. We're going to get started. Hi, everybody. I'm Denise Mickelson. I'm the VP of Communication for the Colorado Restaurant Association and Foundation. Thank you for being here today for our Money Saving Benefits for Restaurants webinar. We're really grateful that you're taking the time. For housekeeping purposes, I want to let you all know we're recording this session. We will be putting it up on our website. We'll be putting it in our compliance center where all our webinars live, and sending it out to members as well with a YouTube link. If you have any questions, please put them into the Q&A function and we will answer them all at the end. So just put them in whenever they occur to you. And with that, I'm going to turn it over to Sonia Riggs, our President and CEO.
Thank you, Denise. My name is Sonia Riggs. I'm the President and CEO of the Colorado Restaurant Association. I really appreciate you all taking the time to be with us today. The reason we put this webinar together was we often get phone calls from people who have joined and then they haven't really taken advantage of their benefits, and they tend to forget, because you're all so busy, what types of things you can take advantage of, how we might save you money. And really just help keep you in compliance with the law to avoid potential lawsuits and other challenges that go with that. But we're going to take the time today and walk you through all of those things. We'll certainly give you time to ask questions, I think, both during the presentation and after. And then you can always reach out to our office afterwards if after you've thought about it, you realize you forgot to ask something. That's what we're here for. Just a little bit about our organization. We've been around since 1933, the year Prohibition ended. And we've got when our staff is full, we're working on hiring a few people now, but we have about 18 people around to help dedicate all of their time to support the restaurant industry, really to support your enhancement and success. So again, we're going to walk you through some of those things today, but really our entire jobs are here to support you. Here's a quick overview of the things that we're going to cover. We want to make sure that we give enough time to go through these thoroughly, but we're also going to move fairly quick because we have a lot to talk about. So again, ask questions if you need to. Devaney? Devaney, you're muted.
Oh, I've been doing this for so long. I'm sorry. I am Devaney McNeil, and I've been at the CRA, I think, for about 11 and a half years. And I'm going to go through a lot of the money saving benefits, and starting with the tax credits. The FICA tip credit is, we have been working with Adesso, who's helping people with that, although you could go with your CPA as well. You can learn more about it. Adesso was kind enough to offer a QR code you can see at the bottom there. But this is a tip credit designed for food and beverage, restaurants to take advantage of claiming credits, getting refunds even for Social Security and Medicare taxes that you're paying on employee tips. So if you were a restaurant with $1 million in annual sales that has never taken the FICA tip credit, on average, you'll receive a $40,000 credit because you can go back 3 years with this, and possibly a refund. So if you want to talk to Adesso, they can kind of help you walk you through that. It doesn't take much time. You file the credit. The only thing that takes time, of course, is we're at the mercy of the IRS for any refunds that you might receive. But again, you can always reach out to us at info@coloradorestaurant.org, and we can connect you with them, or you can scan that QR code right there. The next tip credit is the utility sales tax credit. That is a credit for food and beverage as well for you to deduct from your taxable sales. So if you're paying $100,000 in taxes, in sales tax, you get to subtract this amount from your sales tax. So instead of paying sales tax on $100,000, you're now paying it on $93,000 if you take a $7,000 credit. And it's a very good thing to do. We have the form, we have the instructions, and we also have a CPA who is here for you to answer any questions if you want to do this yourself and not pass it to your CPA. And I'm going to pass it to Stacy for the apprenticeship tax credit.
Hello, everyone. I'm Stacy Greist. I'm the programs director at the Colorado Restaurant Foundation. I wanted to tell you a little bit about a state tax credit that is available to all apprenticeship employers. This is the state's way of building sustainability in apprenticeship. So if you are currently an apprenticeship employer, definitely reach out to me if you haven't already applied for to reserve your tax credit, but you can receive up to $12,600 per apprentice per year that you're training in a refundable state tax credit. And this is up to 10 apprentices per year as well. So it's really an incentive for employers to hire and do the apprenticeship model of that earn and learn model. If you're interested in learning more about this tax credit or in apprenticeship, then please feel free to reach out to me, Stacy Greist at the Colorado Restaurant Foundation, and my email is at the bottom there. And I believe I am sending this back over to Devaney.
To me, for all of these tax credits and for any other tax advice or CPA related advice, we work with Swick and Associates, Alex Alvarez, much like our Legal Resource Center. The CPA advice is 15 minutes of free advice per month throughout the year. They're great at answering questions. Sometimes when you're filling out the forms, you might be stuck on one thing. Am I supposed to do this or that? You can reach out to us and we'll connect you with Alex at Swick and Associates. The next money saving benefits we're going to talk about is natural gas. We've worked with Tiger Natural Gas, gosh, for so long. They were there when I got there 11 and a half years ago. So they, how that works is instead of paying Xcel Energy for your natural gas, you work with Tiger and you can save up to 25% on your natural gas. A mid-sized restaurant in downtown Denver can save over $2,000 by switching to Tiger. And that's annually, which doesn't sound like a ton of money, but when your margins are as thin as restaurants are, we're looking for every single way you can save a dime. It doesn't take long to fill out a form. There's a form that you fill out that goes directly to Xcel Energy, and then they approve Tiger taking over that contract. It really is great because if you had any kind of a gas leak or any kind of a problem, Xcel is still there for you. You're just paying less for your natural gas itself. And to access that, as always, you can reach out to me at info@, or you can see Brian is right here and you can reach out to him at his email, or his phone number is right there as well. And for business resources, we have worked with employers for workers' comp for about 3 or 4 years now. We really like working with employers because they right off the bat offer you an 8% discount on your premium. Employers has been one of the best companies to work with, named the best company to work with Inc. magazine and several other business magazines. We really love working with them. Their customer service is fabulous. And you can see these real world examples right here of people saving money. That's real money that hits your bottom line for something that you have to have anyhow. You can reach out to me to get connected, or you can reach out directly to Kevin Osterman, and his email address is right there. Sonia?
You know, we also try to, when we can, give you options to work with. And Pinnacle is another workers' comp provider that we worked with for many, many years, long before I got there in 2013. But they also have very good service. We have a safety group plan with them. So you do have to qualify to get into that safety group by being in business for 3 years and have a certain loss ratio. However, if you take about 2 hours of classes a year, which you can do online or participate in one of our webinars, you get a 4% discount on your premium. And in addition to that, you follow your program, both the general dividend program and then the specific dividend program for their safety. Since 2000, I feel like they spent around some thousand on their insurance altogether, but they actually restaurant preferred carrier for your business. They work with both Pinnacle and employers if that's something that you choose to do.
And the last one in this category is Spot On. And Spot On is a competitor of Toast, and we've really liked working with them. If you go onto our website and go under restaurant resources, there's actually a link to Spot On resources. And they're just really great at providing, whether you use them or not, they provide all kinds of resources for restaurants, and members get discounts when you go with Spot On as your POS provider and credit card processing company. They have 50% off their POS hardware, 40% off in-person implementation, 3 months of Spot On Teamwork, which is their labor management solution that helps you keep track of employees and tips and how to improve margins. But their strength, I feel, is implementing procedures so that you have things so that you're running your business and the business isn't constantly running you. So I just think their resources are really fabulous. They really love working with independent restaurants. You have a lot of choices, and whether you use them or not, they do have a lot of great resources for you. You can reach out to me to get connected with Spot On, or you can reach out directly to Travis Woodruff, his email is right there at the bottom of the page. And I just think they've been great at helping independent restaurants with resources that you don't always have the ability to go find because mostly time.
Time.
Denise?
I will chime in. I just want to remind everybody too, if you have any questions, we're going kind of fast, throw them into the Q&A that's at the bottom of the screen, and we will answer for you. But I do want to mention marketing. So it's hard now. People are dining out less, and you want to make sure that your restaurant's being seen. AI has kind of taken over Google search. And so, people are not, I understand, scrolling past the AI descriptions at the top. And the way to get recognized is through some SEO work and some, deep marketing work that I personally don't understand fully, but C Deep does. So Jack Roldan is our contact at C Deep Local, and he has come on board to help you guys for free. So instead of charging you $2,500, CRA members get a strategy session for 30 minutes for free. And Jack's a really good guy, and he will kind of assess where you're at, and he will tell you what he thinks that you need to do to make sure your business is being seen out there by local diners. And I think it's a really great benefit that we just started offering about a year ago. So you can either go in through the Compliance Center, you can reach out to us at info@corestaurant.org anytime, and we'll connect you with Jack. Yeah, don't forget about this benefit. Next, we're going into legal resources. So I'm going to kick this back to Sonia or Devaney.
Definitely.
This is me.
Okay.
One of the things we get a lot of is questions about legal help. And it could be something simple as we have 2 employees that were dating and somebody broke up with somebody else, and what do I do? And we've also had some very, very serious questions as well. I say that because this is why we developed our Legal Resource Center. We reached out to attorneys that work in labor law, liquor law, and general contract, lease negotiations, and other things that can help you, and negotiated with firms that we know have good reputations, that we've spent a lot of time with and really vetted, and have heard a lot of positive feedback from our members on these firms. You get with these firms free 15-minute legal advice, and sometimes they'll let you go over a little bit every month to ask them questions. Like I said, some of the most common things we get tend to do with labor law, but you might as well use our folks that are trained in this very specifically in the restaurant industry, rather than start the clock ticking with your attorneys. But it's important that you mention you're going through the Colorado Restaurant Association Legal Resource Center. The information on how to access that is below. You reach out to us and we will make sure to connect you with an attorney. The reason we have you go through us is sometimes, and we've also worked very closely with these attorneys for a number of years, people will ask us questions that we've heard many, many, many times before. That's not uncommon. And so there are some folks on our staff that are also experienced in being able to answer some of these questions, so they can help you determine whether this is a bigger issue or if we already have information that we can send to you that we've worked through with those attorneys on that specific issue. So we really encourage you to take a look at this, and if we can help you, we'd love to really save you some money here. The other thing that we've worked with is Fisher and Phillips. They're one of our Legal Resource Center partners, to put together a discount on putting together an employee handbook. We don't get any money of this, and Fisher and Phillips gives a significant discount to those who choose to take advantage of it. Our understanding is that it typically costs $4,000 to $5,000 to put together an employee handbook. If you use their template, and you can customize it to put in specific things that relate to the work that you do and the practices that you have at your restaurant, but they will look at it, review it, make sure that everything is in compliance for $1,000 flat rate. We think that's a huge benefit. We've certainly used them on our employee handbook, but the reason this is so important nowadays is having a strong employee handbook not only can help set you up for success and make sure that you are actually following best practices and complying with the law, but it also can be a mitigating factor to show that you have really been very diligent in going out there and trying to do all the best practices, that you've got some things in place to make sure that you are doing everything the way you're supposed to do it. So we really encourage you to make sure that you're not missing something. There are certain issues now that if they're not in your employee handbook, or you don't have somebody sign something. I'll give you an example of the pregnancy accommodation law, which I'm finding that many people still don't know about. That's information that you're going to find from talking to them about your employee handbook.
Great. Number 6, employee resources. I'm going to talk about LifeMart and Teladoc, and then Laura's going to take over. LifeMart is one of those discount websites that goes through associations, and we've teamed up with them, and we will send you a little poster that you can put up for your employees to access this. We can get a QR code that'll help them go right to it, but they can save on travel, everyday needs like groceries, wellness, electronics, childcare. So I just feel like anything you can do for your employees to help them get through life and be a better employer and just have a happier team, I think is just great. And the real world example here is the people who have gone to Disney World, and they take advantage of the 50% off kids 3-day pack. So it sounds fun, saves on hotels, rental cars, and airfare. It's easy to log in. If you reach out to us, we will send you the link to log in, and you use your CRA member name and password. And if you don't know what that is, reach out to us and we will let you know. The other employee benefit that I just love and just recently used is Teladoc. So it is not health insurance, but it is health care. It's $11 per employee per household. So if I were the employee and I live with my husband, he also has access to that. If that employee has roommates, children, they also have access to this. It's everything from general medical to dermatology to therapy, mental health, and employees can pay for it themselves. It's something that you can offer the employee to pay the $11 a month, or you as the employer can cover it for them. It completely depends on what you want to do and what you're able to do. But employees save an average of $75 to $80 per virtual visit, and employers save 30% because you're a CRA member. And you access that by reaching out to us, or you can you can follow this thread down here from our website. But the easiest way is we'll have a one sheet that we can send to you with all of this information if you reach out to us, and that'll tell you how to access all of these, because it is definitely worth your time. Laura, I'm going to turn it over to you.
All right. Hello, everyone. I am Laura Shunk. I am the COO of the Colorado Restaurant Association and the president of the foundation. So we had heard during kind of coming out of the pandemic that many employers were trying to offer mental health care as a benefit to their teams, and they were seeing some of the options they had either included with the health insurance that they were providing or through the employee assistance programs. Those were coming up short. So CRF has partnered with Kind Therapy. This is formerly Kesed Wellness, for those of you who may have come into contact with them before. We partnered with them on a kind of unique mental health benefit program for the industry. Kind really specializes in therapy for the industry. This is, true therapeutic sessions, virtual or in person across the state. So this benefit allows employers to enter on free outpatient mental therapy for their employees at a much lower price point than some of the other options on the market. Basically, you set up with Kind sort of a stipend model that you pay some amount that you allocate per month, and then basically as your employees go through that therapy, then it gets used. You can start at a very low amount, and then you can increase if you see that you've got more employees using those sessions every month. So, Kind, their comparison point, this is truly affordable mental health care. That is their mission. Services typically range for $120 to $200 per session hour. If you're setting up this benefit for your employees, you're usually saving somewhere between $35 and $115 per session. And then this is accessed by having a 15-minute Zoom call with Kind. So we can put you in touch with them, or you can go to correstaurant.org/health wellness resources to get to that program. And then they will help set you up kind of based on your expected utilization. And then we also, through the foundation, have a fund that helps employees who are experiencing unusual hardship. So that might be illness or hospitalization, or they had a death in the family, death in the immediate family, they were a victim of violence, something that has essentially caused them to be out of work or sort of be on a reduced working schedule for a prolonged period of time. In those situations, we offer employees grants of $500 or $1,000. Eligibility for that, we have kind of the eligibility requirements are listed here. You can also check them out on our website at crrestaurant.org/angel relief fund. But the key thing here is this is an employer referred program. So essentially part of the application is that you, the employer, would provide a letter verifying the hardship for them. You don't have to tell us any details, but just verifying that they do indeed have a hardship. And then we get those processed and they get a $500 or $1,000 grant. And then in addition to the Angel Relief Fund, our Mile High chapter, for those of you who are in the Denver area, the Mile High chapter also runs a hardship fund. And this is both a grant making program. So for serious hardships, they will also give some money, and sometimes people receive money from both the Mile High chapter and from the Angel Relief Fund. So they're not mutually exclusive. But they also, the Mile High chapter has set up a zero interest loan program of up to $1,000. So this is really great for folks who maybe are having some sort of issue, like their car broke down or they had to move suddenly, or something that's not completely covered by the crisis fund, but they could use a little extra cash and then they can pay that back over time. So that one, you can reach out to us and we can put you in touch with the Mile High chapter directly. You just would email info@correstaurant.org for that one, or you can reach out directly to the Mile High chapter, milehighhardship@gmail.com.
Thanks, Laura. Office Depot, Office Max discounts. You can save up to 55% off your business needs using Office Depot. We've gotten a lot of great feedback from members on this particular discount. You have to sign up through our Office Depot portal, and then you just would order as usual. But particularly what we've heard from restaurants is getting their menus printed through Office Depot with this discount is extremely money saving and helpful. They've told us they've saved hundreds and hundreds of dollars, and it doesn't take very long to sign up for the program. They will also do free shipping, next day shipping on orders. It's very much like ordering from Amazon. You order it one day, you get it pretty much the next day, depending where you are in the state. If you're a little more rural, it might take a little bit longer. This is a very long link that I wouldn't expect you to have to type in. So if you reach out to us at info@, we will send you this link and you can start the process of getting signed up through this portal and saving money. ServSafe is next.
Hi, everyone. My name is Erica, and I am the event coordinator for the CRA and F, and I also coordinate all of our in-person CRA ServSafe classes with certified instructors around the state. So as of March 1st, 2025, all food serving establishments outside of Denver County must have a certified food protection manager on site during operational hours. In Denver, at least one certified food protection manager must be on staff at each food serving operation. So to help with getting everybody up to code and within all of their required certifications, we offer in-person full day classes for our food protection manager class and half-day classes for our alcohol. We offer those classes alongside certification exams, and we also send out all the study materials in one low-cost package. We offer alcohol trainings to establishments with liquor licenses to help train staff on best practices for serving alcohol. The state of Colorado currently only recognizes in-person alcohol trainings through a certified instructor, which is what you get with our ServSafe classes. So any online alcohol certification is no longer accepted in Colorado. So our members receive a $60 savings on our in-person classes for food protection manager and a $15 savings for in-person alcohol classes. And those savings are per student. So it's a $60 saving per student for our certified food protection manager and a $15 savings per student for our alcohol classes. It takes just a few minutes for registration for any of our classes right online at our website, correstaurant.org/ServSafe. And the classes take anywhere between 4 and 8 hours for the different classes. The alcohol is 4 hours. Our food protection manager is 8 hours, and that is included with the exam that you take in person with us.
All right, thanks, Erica. I'm going to talk about music licensing. We know that nobody likes paying music licensing fees. So if it's something that you have to pay, we want to get you a discount on it. So we work with BMI and ASCAP for discounts. And with BMI, you can get up to 20% in savings. And what you do is you sign up on their website. It's very easy. We can send you that link. It takes less than 5 minutes. And you can save $69, $112. Again, these are small amounts that really kind of add up over time. But just for paying online, you get a 5% discount. Being a member, you get a discount. Paying on time, you get a discount. So they're basically rewarding you for paying what you have to pay anyhow. So like I said, we know not everyone likes to pay these fees, but since you have to, we wanted to get you discounts on them. ASCAP has a form that you fill out. Basically, if they send you a bill for $100, you're going to take 10% off that and pay them $90. Takes less than 5 minutes. We have the form. They will send you a bill and then you will send it back with that form and you're just going to pay 90%. So you're going to take 10% off of whatever you're paying them. And finally, the Compliance Center.
This is something that we have been spending years developing, and we're continuing to develop it year after year because laws, both local and state laws, and certainly federal as well, but change, we focus on local and state, change every year and sometimes throughout the year. We have found that as people are not keeping updated on current laws, you run the risk of facing lawsuits, audits from the Colorado Department of Labor, and it can cost you millions of dollars. So it's something that we take very, very seriously. We do work with a team of attorneys, not only at the Capitol as bills are being run, which could impact you, but certainly after they pass, to provide information on how, now that they're in place, how you have to comply with them. So please make sure that you take some time and go through this. This is a members only benefit. If you have any questions about anything that's in the Compliance Center, or you feel like there's something missing that would really be helpful to you if it was there, we absolutely can work to either help you find it or to create it with an attorney. We are in the process right now of trying to not only kind of beef up our Compliance Center, but also to make sure that it is very easy for you to find what you need. Some things aren't not necessarily intuitive, so we're working on trying to update and make it much, much easier for you to use. But feel free to call our office if there's anything that you have a question about, or if you don't feel like you see what you need. We're happy to help walk you through that. We even have things like termination checklists and new hire checklists, and like I said, best practices on breaks and how you pay people for breaks, or if they don't take a break, what do you do? So it's all sorts of things that come up in your day-to-day working environment that we're trying to help make it easy for you. We also do have some extra, I know we've gone through this really fast, but there's also some additional money saving benefits that we haven't brought up. So I do just want to go through these quickly. But you reach out to our office anytime you need something. If you want one of us to kind of walk through and do an audit with you on what you may and may not be taking advantage of, certainly we can do that as well. But a couple of other things that we didn't mention, free National Restaurant Association tickets. If you decide that you're going to go to the trade show floor, give us a call. As a member, you automatically get free tickets to the trade show floor. I don't believe that includes the educational sessions, but I think you get a discounted rate for that. You also, as a member, get a discount, free tickets, certainly for our Colorado Restaurant and Bar Show. The educational programming does cost some money, but certainly to get on the trade show floor, that's free for our members. There is a 20% discount on restaurantowner.com. And then we have a number of events and programs that you are all welcome to go to. And you have an option to participate in one of our boards if you'd like to not only either just sit in as a member to see what's going on, or if you'd like to consider joining to get more actively engaged in the association. Our Denver Food and Wine Festival is one of the events, but we have a promo code for a number of our events, giving discounts to members of the Colorado Restaurant Association. And then the other thing I wanted to point out that I know that a number of people seem to forget each year is that we also have posters. We have labor law posters that are free to members every year. We have hand washing signs that are free. We have removal of alcohol signs and minor warning signs that are laminated. You can hang up. They're free. We can send them to you, or you can come pick them up in our office if you happen to be nearby. But there are many things like that we try to put together just to make it one thing that's less of a hassle for you to have to deal with in your everyday life. So please don't hesitate to reach out to us if you have a question about anything. It may not be obvious, but we're trying to make it more so. But if you can't find something you're looking for, give us a call or send us an email and we will help you. And with that, I believe that I'll turn it back to Denise. I believe that not only, I know this is being recorded, but I think we'll also have the slideshow available for people with the links to all the resources. So it'll be easy for you to access. We're happy to take any questions that anybody has. So I'll turn it over to Denise.
Yeah, I don't see any questions in the chat, which I hope means we were thorough and clear. But again, the info at email is right here on this final slide. Truly anything, it doesn't matter what is the smallest little thing, smallest question. We are happy to get you the answers that you need to make sure your business can keep moving forward. The recording and all these slides will be shared out with everyone here. And as well as all our other members in the coming days. And if you have any questions about anything ever, info@correstaurant.org. We're here for you.
I should add one more thing, and forgive me that I'm adding it now. As part of the Legal Resource Center, one of our law firms, Fisher and Phillips, also has an ICE hotline if you are dealing with an ICE audit or a raid, because we've started hearing more and more rumors about that. Certainly we heard from some of our members in Breckenridge fairly recently that they were seeing this happen. That is part of what we also have. We have a hotline, and we've been sending that out recently in a couple of our newsletters, but we'll also make sure that that's posted in our compliance center.
We have a whole list of immigration resources actually in the compliance center right at the top, and it just says immigration resources, and there's the hotline from Fisher Phillips and many other things, how to be ready for an I-9 audit, lots of different places you can go for assistance.
Great. Thank you all for your time today, and we're here if you need us. Thank you.
Thanks, everybody.